everyone, and today we are here in the beautiful, beautiful sunflower fields outside Kilkeel in County Down, and there must be millions of sunflowers here, so let's take a look. And with me here I've got Julianne, who knows all about these sunflowers and what happens here. Julianne, can I ask you a few questions, please?
Of course you can.
First one is, what happens all this crop here? Do you have to cut this down and sow new seed, or will this come back next year? Is this your first year doing this?
No, this is our second year doing this. We done it last year.
Right.
So last year the fields were all harvested with a combine harvester, and then we dried the seed and we were able to sell it for bird seed. And you can see this in here is the way the seeds come out. And then it had to all be re-sowed again this year.
So all this is going to be cut down?
All this will be cut down. But by the time it's cut down, the flowers will look like this. They will be dying before they are cut down.
And the next question I want to ask you is, can you tell us how actually it's harvested? How do you do that?
There is a combine.
Where are the seeds there?
The seeds are in behind this little yellow bit.
Okay.
So if you can see, I can rub some of this off.
Yeah.
And the seeds then are in behind this. So these ones are not ripe just yet. They're still soft in the inside.
So they're ripe when they're
ripe
hard.
when they're hard.
Right, okay. And these are for birds?
We sold them for birds. You could eat them, but we don't have the right plant and equipment to dry them for people to eat.
Oh, that's the difference, and these are the ones that people eat.
Yes.
And what about the oil, the sunflower oil? You don't produce that here?
We don't produce the oil. We don't have the right equipment for it, especially when we're doing it on such a small scale. You would find they would maybe do that in France or someplace like that where they're in it in much bigger scale.
Right, okay, because we were here earlier, and we were wondering, how does this all have to come down to make way for new stuff, or does it just automatically
No, it all
come
needs
back?
to be re-sowed. It was sowed this year on Good Friday.
And tell me, what are these fields like in winter? If these are all gone, it must be very empty and very bare.
It's empty, but it's still used for good. It's used for either there could be sheep, or there could be cows, or there could be cereals grown in it. So it's
what
still used for a
What a
purpose.
difference! And you must miss when the flowers are gone. You must miss them.
We do, because
they're company. They're like people,
yes,
aren't they?
They're a very happy flower. When you walk into this, you feel a happiness. You really feel the peace of God just as soon as you walk into the fields.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, Julianne, thank you very much indeed for all your information there. That's good to know.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And when you step into these fields of sunflowers here, and you're in the midst of the flowers, and they're all around, you see them height as you're totally enveloped in them, and you do know that you have stepped into a totally different realm, a different level of consciousness than we have out there, with the hustle and bustle and the chaos of the outside world. In here, it's just total peace and serenity and tranquility, one of nature's spots. You definitely know that you are in a natural setting here, and the high conscious level of nature, the conscious level of nature is in here. You're surrounded by them. You're in a realm here of the natural world, nature at its best, and even the children know that, because as you know, children have higher senses, stronger senses than we have, and they sense things that adults don't sense. And the children here, they're not running around shouting and having a good time. They're going around very quietly and very silently. It's as if they can feel that they're in the presence of something greater than them, and so they're showing respect, and they're very quiet as they go around admiring what's here. These flowers, they're living, breathing, pulsating organisms, and you can feel as if they're communicating with you. The energy is it's overpowering, it's around you on all sides, because they're the same height as we are, and you're totally enveloped in it. The other thing about these amazing sunflower fields is that nature here, nature everywhere, demonstrates the mathematical sequence that governs all of life. And we're talking here about the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence, it's everywhere. And this is the sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding numbers. So you get the sequence in 0, 1, 1, 2. 2 and 1 is 3, so then 3 comes next. 3 and 2 is 5. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, and so on. And this Fibonacci sequence represents a system of enlargement that has its essential energy in strength and in the life force through the spiral movement. It has tremendous power, and it shows how all living things begin at a small central point and expand and enlarge over time. It's also known as the golden ratio, the energy of a spiral being the strongest in the entire universe. The Fibonacci sequence is probably best seen in the head of the sunflower. It's in the snowflake as well, but here today we're in amongst the sunflowers. Humanity, we did not create this universal language and law. We discovered it. The mathematical sequence that all of nature follows. It's all around us here. In this realm of the sunflowers here, one of the realms of nature, you can feel the peace and the quiet, and it's palpable, the serenity. As I've just said, even the children are walking around very quietly and very respectfully. They know they're in the presence of something greater than themselves.